Hey everyone, it's Aging Grateful. I'm Bobbi.
I'm Cedric.
And today's video, we're gonna break down some information about rentals, right? Our rental property that was our home that we turned into a rental property to move abroad.
Yeah, because we still, to this day, get this question a lot. You know, is it worth it to sell your house or rent it out if you're going to be moving? And the answer is, it depends. It really depends. Stick around, in the video because we are going to share what we actually made this past year on our property and how it's doing.
Stay tuned.
So stay tuned.
All right, as we were stating, part of our move abroad process and journey included we sold everything that we had, cars, everything. The only thing that we did not get rid of was our home. So
Right.
our home, instead of selling it, we actually turned it into a investment property, a rental property. And we do again get a lot of questions regarding whether that's something that people should and should not do, and it really does depend, right?
Yeah, it does. We'll talk a little about pros and cons because, there's tons of videos out on pros and cons and it's always going to be different for everybody. But, one of the main pros that everybody, is the assumption is it's an income producing. It's kind of passive. It can offset your living expenses abroad. And it's which in turn is a wealth building tool. Yeah.
However, let me also state this because we've talked about this a little bit before in reference to using it as an income property, a rental property. It may not produce an income.
Right.
It may not produce an income, but if you have an income from other means or monies from other means or even savings, it could help you with your move abroad journey, but you may be able to at least float your mortgage and
HOA. That's what I was about to say,
because
it potentially is not always about making an income, right? If you can basically cover your mortgage, then that frees up that money for other things, when you're moving abroad and stuff like that. So don't always look for the income. I got to make so much money off of it because you may not need to. It's nice.
Yeah. Now we're not saying don't. We're not saying don't because you be wise, you be smart about your financial journey. The thing is that we're saying if you're thinking about doing the move abroad journey and you're saying the rents in your area, the comparables for rentals in your area is about what you're paying for your home mortgage and HOA and insurance and all of that. If it's just covering that and you still want to make the move abroad, then maybe let it be that, and just to generate that, or I'm only gonna make $400 extra or $200 extra. Maybe don't let that stop you because then you just don't have the mortgage anymore. So that means the money that you were spending on your mortgage is kind of free and clear. So we're just saying that could be a potential pro regardless.
Yeah, and that takes us into the other pro that we had is somebody else is paying your mortgage. So that's literally what you just said, right? Somebody else is paying your mortgage, and hopefully at the same time your house is appreciating.
Yeah, which is building some wealth,
which is building wealth. So that is definitely a pro and something to look at.
Oh, absolutely. And you have to also think about it, not in every case, but it's better than having your house sit, right?
Yeah, no,
having somebody in your property if you're deciding to keep it. And not saying that we are thinking anything negative, like that you have to move back to the States or anything like that, if that's a negative for you. We're not saying that. We're just saying that some people do want to keep this asset, right? Some people do want to keep this this home for, whether it's building a lasting legacy for, their children, or their children's children, or anything like that, there are reasons why they may choose to keep the property. So, and if that is the case and you want to move abroad and you want to keep this house, there's nothing wrong with that. Just being smart about
Yeah, I
it.
was about to say, and then in the words of my brother-in-law, effing you did want to move back. You got someplace to go.
He's gonna get you. My brother's gonna get him.
But yeah, so that, and some of the cons we talk about is, of course, the maintenance and unexpected costs. I mean, that's
Yes.
any income property you have,
You're going to have
you're
it.
gonna have that. It's just.
But
it
think
just
about
comes
it.
with
You're going to have it if you're living in it.
Exactly.
Right? Or wherever you're living, even if you're living in someone else's property, there's still a level of maintenance and care that is required in a house.
Yeah.
So though it's a con, let it be a con that it's a con of the maintenance and repairs for something that is of value to you maybe later on down the line if it's not of value to you now. So there is a cost to that, repairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the other one we had was taxes and insurance, because now that you have an income property, if you choose to sell it, you have to pay capital gains tax on that. So it's no longer, you may have to pay capital gains tax on that. It's no longer a residence at that point.
A primary
residence. And you have to change your insurance over from your homeowner's insurance to some type of rental insurance or something like that. So there could be a cost, in that's, a little bit, maybe a little bit more than your other insurance, or maybe less. It's just something that you really have to think about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it brings us to selling. Some of the good things about selling is, if you have enough equity in your house, it can really jumpstart your move abroad and retirement process, right?
Yep. If you know that, your house is maybe in equity, you got 200, 300,000 in equity in the home, that might actually be great to jumpstart your retirement process, or to be able to take some time away from maybe working and things like that, to relax, to plan your next move. So selling might be a benefit in that, right? Yeah,
because you could take, we just watched the video where basically somebody took the equity from their house and bought a house in Mexico, and then
cash,
right? So then when they sold their house, now that they don't have any mortgage. So imagine what you could do with no mortgage at all.
Yes, and which is smart. And from a real estate perspective, doing real estate abroad, cash is king here.
Yeah.
So if you are able to do that, swing it where you're selling your property in the States and you have this equity, that you're able to then turn around and buy something cash in another country, and that frees up some money because you don't have a mortgage, right? Or you don't have a rental payment. So I mean, it's smart. It's very smart if you're able to do that, and you trust the country's economy and things of that nature.
Yeah, because at that point you're just basically responsible for your utilities and food and stuff like that. Which kind of led into the other thing about selling. Like if you have enough equity and you can be totally debt free, and
that's even good.
No financial ties to the U.S. when it comes to that. Going along with what we said, it's just then your expenses and wherever you move to, the country
could be less.
It's just that. It's not, this and
that. Yes. Oh, right. I still have debt in the United States. And also I'm living in another country, which is another video. But even with that, don't let that stop you if you are looking to move abroad. You just would be paying those debts still while you're living somewhere else.
Yeah. So with that, we'll get into what we made on our property this year. Now, granted, it was 2 months of the year we didn't have a tenant, so we kind of lost income for 2 months of the year, but still pretty good. So for the rental income, the rental income was $30,400. we paid $1,760 in maintenance fees, and we paid $604 in repairs. And we had a couple of things come up throughout the year that we,
Correct.
that we have to pay for. And that just comes off of the money, the rent that we get in anyway. So it's not technically coming out of your pocket, so to
It's
speak.
coming out of your rental income.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Correct.
So the net income minus the repairs was $28,036. So that's what we made on our rental for this past year. And now if you take our mortgage, insurance, and HOA
Out of that,
which would be $20,880, our net income was $7,156. So that's what we made free and clear
after mortgage,
after everything,
HOA,
all
insurance
expenses
was paid, we netted $7,156.
Yeah. So was that worth it?
To us?
To us at this point, yes. And just and think if it would have been a full year, we would have had
A
it
little
would have
bit
been
more.
about 12 grand. I think when I did the math, something like that. So that's
Over 10 months.
over 12 months over the year. I'm saying if we would have had
Right.
But that was 10 months that we did
10
that.
months.
Yeah. So I mean that's income that goes towards your
Whatever,
living.
savings, investing, or living expenses. Because if we total what our living expenses was for last year, which my husband has done,
Well, just rental.
and as far as rental,
Rental,
yes.
right? So we took our rental expenses this past year in Mexico was $10,350, right? So if we take the $7,156 that we made from the house, our out-of-pocket expense for renting, for just renting, was $3,194, which averaged out to $266.17 a month. So was that worth it, or is that worth it to basically pay $266 a month for rent?
Because that's what we came out of pocket.
Because that's what we came out of pocket
over the months.
so over the past year. Yes, and we wouldn't have came out of pocket at all had the other 2 months we had a tenant in, which we had the previous year. When we had a full year with tenants in there, we didn't come out of pocket at all. So for us, having the house right now as a rental property is working. Somebody's paying down our mortgage. We're able to basically use that money to pay our rent in Mexico.
Now, you don't have to do that.
Or you can take it and you can put it in savings, or you can do whatever. It's depending on how you want to,
Look at it.
Yeah, depending on how you want to look at
Or
it. Which one is
utilize
the bucket? How do we utilize it? That's what I was looking for. Either way it go, it's money that we can save, right? So whether we take it from there and put it in the savings, or we take the income we make and put it in the savings, either way it go, that's money that we can put into savings.
And it is your world. Listen, it's your world how to do it. You don't have to do it the way we are explaining or describing it, because some people choose to go ahead and put that away for a rainy day, or you can use your income and you do that and save, which is what we
Yeah,
do.
I mean, we do it. It's the same thing. I'm just using it as an example to show what it paid
Right,
for, basically.
correct.
But pretty much, we take that money and just put it away.
In any event.
In any event, you get the point.
Yes.
And for us to answer that question, is it still worth it? The answer would be yes at this point. Now, that doesn't mean that can change in the future.
Yeah, and it could, and it is your world how you do this. We are just sharing some things that are happening and going on with us, hoping that this helps to inspire, encourage, answer some questions that people may have, so that they can help make their decisions upon their journey, right? Or your journey. So, if next year it don't work for us, then we're going to let you know that too, So we're just saying that this is an option.
Right.
This is an option. And for us right now, this option of utilizing our property as a rental investment is worth it for us right now. So
Yeah.
with that being said, if you happen to like this video or the others that we have been putting out there,
Yeah.
go ahead and like, subscribe,
Comment.
share,
Mm-hmm.
and hit the notification bell to be alerted to our next video.
Yeah, and if you have any, want to pick our brains on something, we got.
Hey, there's a link
Schedule a
down
call.
below that you can schedule a
the
call with
description,
us. Yes, and you can have a pick your brain session and pick our brains. But don't pick our brains too much because we need some sales left. But yeah, definitely do that. Also, if you are actually coming to San Miguel for a visit, vacation, I also, as a real estate professional here, I'm a move abroad, to Mexico, move abroad relocation coach. I'm also a real estate professional here. I do neighborhood tours. I do real estate tours, as well as help you with renting and buying and selling properties here in San Miguel. And I'm also a good referral partner. So if you are looking to sell property in the United States, I do have a ton of professionals that I can refer you to wherever you are in the world. Oh,
Yeah.
well, actually, wherever you are in the United States. But anything else?
I don't think we got it covered.
I think we got it covered. So you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time.
Deuces.